Good morning, students. If you are last class finishing for the second lesson, Unit 2, Force and Motion. Today we are discussing about class work. So choose a best answer and filling the blanks and evaluation for all if you know discussing about. So if you first choose the best answer, a particles is moving in a circular path of radius r. The displacement after of a circle could be okay. So if a circular path of radius is r, after if a half circles moving is mean again is moving for r. Okay, so initially is r distance, again is moving for r distance. So if it totally, then answer is 2r. Okay, answer is c, 2r. Okay, and from given the velocity time graph, it can be inferred that object is okay. So what is the discussing for the velocity time graph? So if you d answer moving with uniform acceleration. Okay, and third one, which of the following figures is references uniform motion of a moving object currently? Okay, so if below the diagram, if then b is the correct answer because it's moving for the straight line, correct? So if a fourth one, suppose a boy is enjoying the ride on a merry go around the moving with the constant speed of 10 meters second inverse. So you feel that boy is okay. So what is the position of boy? Okay, so in acceleration motion, correct? Because if you are moving off rounding is a circular motion only. Circular motion, every point is velocity is variation. So velocity variation is given for acceleration. That is the answer. So what is the one of the way you mind increasing the stability of object? Okay, so what is the condition for the stability? Is a lower of the center of lower the center of gravity if you have more than stability of object. Okay, that is the answer is a. Okay, the next one, if you're filling the blanks, the shortest distance between the two places is displacement. Okay, already the definition is explained. The rate of change of velocity, acceleration. If the velocity of an object increases the respect to time, the object said to be in dash acceleration. Okay, if increasing is mean positive, okay, the result is positive. Suppose decreasing is mean negative. Okay, now a slope of speed time graph is given velocity only, correct? So if a moving of object is expanded here, that only the answer is velocity. Okay, and the last one, fifth, dash in the dash equilibrium, is the center of gravity remain the same height which is the displacement. Okay, so if your displacement level is equal, is mean is a neutral. Okay, if your variation is mean unstable, if it is the same for following the same area is mean stable. So if you explain the equilibrium condition remain the same height is mean neutral only. Okay, and if you match the following, if your displacement is unit is meter, the light travel through the vacuum, light travel uniform velocity, correct? The 3 10 power of plus 8 minutes second inverse the constant value. So then speed of ship, so speed of ships remaining the if explain for not only. Okay, so the center of gravity, then geometrical shape of object is geometrical center only because his irregular shape is also variation. If a regular shape is geometrical center only. Stability is a large base area. Okay, if then object is stability is mean if a large base area only. Okay, suppose is less than of area is mean is unstable of object. Okay, now unlock the value. Fourth room letter, velocity unit is meter by second. What is the unit of acceleration? Meter by second square. Length of scale is meter. Okay, and speed of aeroplane is not the unit of not. Okay, and displacement divided by time is called velocity. Speed time is called speed divided by time is called acceleration, correct? The variation of value. Okay, now if you v by t, that's the value. The v by t is mean the acceleration. So give them very short answers. Okay, so very short answer for the room letter 5. Room letter 5. So the fifth one, give them very short answers. All the object having uniform speed not need not have uniform velocity. So described with the help of examples. Okay, so all the object having uniform speed not are uniform velocity. Okay, so if you give for a help of examples also, an object is moving in uniform circular motion, is moving around the perimeter of the circular with a constant speed, correct? If in a velocity is every point is variation, but the speed is always constant. If the speed of the object is constant, the velocity of the changing. So if you merry-go of round and roller coasters, plans of orbiting of sun is also for of uniform velocity, and then every point is a variation of the velocity. Okay, so if your speed value is constant, okay, the every point is variation of the velocity. So that is the reason for our first question. And second one, she moving a constant speed of a constant direction. Okay, so if you then reverse of the same sentence, if you then figure of words using of a concept of related in motion. Okay, so she is moving in a straight line with constant velocity. Then if you're moving of constant speed on constant direction, constant speed is constant direction, this word is replacing of the speed she moves in straight line, that is the constant of speed. Okay, if the constant of the direction, if your constant speed is called velocity. Okay, and then if your third one, correct your friends who says the acceleration give the idea of spot of position of changes. Okay, so what is the correction? There are the two possible answer. The velocity is giving an idea of how fast the position of changes, correct one, and or the acceleration giving the idea how fast the velocity changes. Okay, so velocity changes is acceleration, the position changes is mean displacement changes is called velocity. Okay, that is the two concept is explained of the question. Okay, and fifth one, if you then give the answer, if you show the shape of distance and time graph, if in motion of following of cases. Okay, the first one, a bus moving with constant speed, and second one, a car parked in roadside. Okay, so if your book page number 23 and 24. Okay, 23 and 24, the first answer is 23. A bus is moving with a constant of speed. Okay, so constant of speed is mean if you moving of 0 to if you increasing value. Okay, a car parking of roadside, a car parking roadside is mean rest position. If rest position is time only variation, if your speed is constant of value. Okay, that is a straight enough give answer. Okay, now if you um, different between the speed and velocity, what is the speed and what is the velocity, if a definition and unit and formula also discussing of concept, the same if you explain of the question. So speed and velocity. Okay, so what is the speed? The speed is the distance traveled by the object, unit time. Okay, and what is the velocity? Velocity is a distance traveled by the object, unit time given the direction. It's not a direction is indicated, but the velocity is direction indication. Okay, the speed of moving body can be never zero. Okay, so can be never in zero, but if velocity of moving object is will be zero, because if it is written of the original position, correct? So that is when the displacement is zero, because if already one example say explain for your taking the class one time. Okay, if you move on, you initially moving for going for school, home to school with 30 km, again is school to home 13 km. So 13 plus 13 and minus 13 direction indication is zero. That is the concept of zero value. It is a scalar quantity and it is a vector quantity, because this is magnitude value and direction is having is only one magnitude value. The formula of speed, distance traveled by time taken, the velocity displacement divided by time taken. That is a formula. Okay, and the third question. So third question, what do you mean by constant acceleration? Okay, so what do you mean by constant acceleration? A body is said to be have constant acceleration if it is travel a straight line and its velocity increases or decreases if moving for the straight line of values, so by the equal magnitude and equal interval time. Okay, yeah, for examples, the motion of the free falling object, if your mango tree is falling the mango and coconut tree is falling the coconut, is also for the same concept mean by constant of acceleration. Okay, so what is the center of gravity? Then book page number 24, if you answer for what is the center of gravity, so the center of gravity on object is a point through then which center of weight is acting for a theorem act. Okay, so that is the center of gravity. And if it's a detailed question, answer the detailed question, explain the type of stability and suitable of examples. Okay, if your page number book page number 25 to 26, that is the answer is having for of this question for stability of up to new stable type of stability up to if you neutral equilibrium. Okay, neutral equilibrium. And second question, write about the experiment, find the center of gravity irregular shape of plate. Okay, so irregular shape of plate, if you page number 25, this question is answer is having for page number 25 is an diagram, and then if you given for the explanation also. Okay, and if you're eighth one, okay, numerical problem. Geeta take the 15 meters to 15 minutes from her house, reaching the school of on a bicycle. In bicycle has a speed is 2 meters second inverse. Calculate the distance between her house and school. Okay, so if you noted 1 minute is mean 16 second. Okay, so if you then time taken of values 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes is you taken off second value, 15 into 16 900 and second. The speed is given of 2 meters second plus. If we calculate the distance, what is the calculate the distance, what is the formula? If we, what is the formula is mean velocity equal to displacement by time. If we need of displacement, if we change the formula, displacement into velocity into time. So if we take enough distance here, so distance equal to speed into time. The speed value is 2, and then time value is 900. Okay, if you multiply the 9 into the 2 into 900, if 1800 meter. Okay, so 1.8 kilometer, that is the meaning. Okay, so 1800 meter or 1000 meter is 1 kilometer, so 1.8 kilometer, that is the answer. Are you clear? Okay, and a car started from rest and traveling with velocity of 20 meter second bus for the second 10 second. What is the acceleration? Okay, so if an acceleration formula a equal to v by t, and initial acceleration and final acceleration is having mean a equal to v minus u by t. Okay, so if you then taken off initial velocity of car u equal to 0, that is not given for of value, and is mean of her car is thrust. The final velocity of car 20 meters second bus. The time taken of value 10 second. Acceleration formula, what is the acceleration formula? A equal to v minus u by t, that is a formula. So if you then v value is 20, u value is 0, and t value is 10. Okay, so 20 minus 10, the cancelling the value of 2 times. Okay, so 2 meter second 2 meter by second square, that is the acceleration of car answer. Okay, and if you then third one, a bus can accelerate within the accelerating of 1 meter second square. Find the minimum time for the bus to reaching the speed of 100 kilometer by second from 50 kilometer per second. Okay, so if your acceleration of bus, if you given the value of 1 meter second square, initial of value 15 kilometer per second. Kilometer is mean 10 power of plus 3. What is that kilometer? Kilometer 1000 is mean 10 cube. Okay, 15 10 cube meter by second, and velocity of final velocity 100 kilometer by second. Already I said 100 kilometer 10 power of plus 3 meter by second. If you find out the value of time, find out the value of time is mean if your formula a equal to v minus if a equal to that is not answer, a equal to v minus u by t. Okay, suppose if need the value of t, value is mean if a t equal to, okay, clear, t equal to v minus u by e, that is a formula. You know, substitute the value 100, v value 100 10 power of minus 3 minus u value 50 10 power of minus 3, and divided by a value is 1. Okay, if 10 power of minus 3 10 power of plus 3 10 power of plus 3 is taken commonly out. Okay, 50 minus 100 minus 15 10 power of plus 3 by 1. Okay, so if it 100 minus 15, so 50 10 power of minus 3 second. Okay, so it's mean the value of 50 10 power of plus 3 is mean if you write the value of r 50 0 0 0 second. Okay, so it's mean 15,000 second. Okay, are you clear? And if you last one, you fill in the blanks. So what is the concept? The first move and second move. Okay, so if you first move the 4 meter in east. Okay, so if you first initially draw the value, um, north, south, east, east and west. Okay, and west. Are you clear? One object moving for 4 meter east. Okay, so initially the object is moving for 4 meter, that is a 4 meter, and moving in 2 meter is west. Okay, so again is moving for 2 meter in west. So this is a first initially is a 4 meter, again is 2 meter. Okay, so what is the question is asking here? What is the distance and what is the displacement? Distance is mean entire magnitude value. What is the entire magnitude value? 4 meter and 2 meter. That is the answer is 6 meter total value. But displacement is mean, if displacement is mean if you moving up 4 meter and again is moving up 2 meter. So again is moving up 2 meter and 4 meter. 4 minus 2 is 2 meter. So if you 2 meter of value is a displacement of value, because if your value of positive of value 4 and negative of value 2, so moving up positive direction and negative direction, the result is 2. Correct? So the same concept, if you're moving off if the same concept is moving off the car or any object, 4 meter is north. Okay, so 4 meter is north is mean this side, the 4 meter is north. Okay, is again is moving up 2 meter is south. Okay, this is the 2 meter. Okay, so what is the total value? 6 meter. Okay, what is the value? 4 minus 2 and 2 meter of north. Correct one, you know. So if you again the same concept, the 2 meter is east and 4 meter is west, and result is 6 meter and 2 meter is west. Okay, 5 meter of east and 5 meter of west and 10 meter total of value is the value of minus 5 and plus 5, the result is 0. Okay, and 5 meter of north and 2 meter of north, the result is 7 meter total distance, and then the displacement is 3 meter. And 10 meter of west and 3 meter of east, 13 meter, then result is 7 meter of west and the total distance 13 meter. Okay, so we'll discuss in the next class, for our third unit.